I'm gonna slice off a piece from the side here. The texture is smooth and disintegrating on my tongue. Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Wiens with Migrationology.com in Stockholm, Sweden. We have just come downstairs to the restaurant for breakfast this morning. It's called Bjork Restaurant, and this is an amazing breakfast buffet. I especially like to go heavy on the protein and vegetables. So I got some hard-boiled eggs. Actually, they're slightly soft with the yolk looks perfect. Some sausages, some tomatoes and cucumbers, and then over on this side of my plate, I got what is a Swedish delicacy, and it said it was herring in mustard sauce. So I gotta try this. The pickled herring kind of has a gummy texture and very, very soft, and actually it's almost like fish spread. You could spread that with a knife. It's so soft and like gummy. I don't eat sausage very often, but these look delicious, especially with mustard. Yeah, it's like a breakfast sausage. And then with that spicy mustard, hard-boiled eggs, and already put a bit of pepper on them. The yolk is just perfect. They have a good selection of vegetables as well. Nice looking tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers. I also got a plate of mixed nuts. I think these are pumpkin seeds, hazelnuts, and sunflower seeds. What I've read is that Sweden is one of the highest per capita drinkers of coffee. People drink a lot of coffee, and so I don't mind this trend at all. I'm gonna sit here and drink coffee, and even at the buffet, they have takeaway cups, so you can just drink coffee throughout the day. I'm gonna take this back up to the room. If you ever come to Courtyard, say hello to Karin.
Welcome. Welcome to Sweden.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Hello, duck. Stockholm in the summer right now is absolutely beautiful. In the middle of the city, but it feels like you're in the countryside here. Just completely clear water, beautiful trees and parks. I'm squatting on the beach literally just a couple meters from lots and lots of ducks. This is absolutely beautiful. There are some people a little bit down the beach swimming. I wonder how cold the water is though. Oh, it's not too cold. It would actually be really refreshing. I could definitely swim. And it's so clear too. Just being here in Stockholm for a few hours now, I've just noticed how beautiful it is. And one of the reasons that it's so beautiful, nice to meet you, is that it is a city that is made up of islands. And so Stockholm is spread out over 14 different islands. And I think I read 57 bridges that connect the islands. And so you're always surrounded by water. We're only here for 2 full days. And we are here on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Today is Saturday, and there are 2 kind of heritage food markets that I want to check out and eat at, and both of which are closed on Sunday. So that means that we need to go to 2 food markets right now. We're on our way to the first one. Thoroughly enjoyed that walk along the water's edge, and now we are passing by the Stockholm City Hall, which is one of the most iconic buildings and landmarks in Stockholm. We are just walking past though, not gonna stop here, but just admiring the beauty of the structure and just the views of Stockholm and the water. gonna try to pronounce it to my best ability, but I think it's somewhere along the lines of Toy Market. And we're about to head inside to find something to eat for lunch. This is a basement food market, and there are some wonderful artisan vendors here selling everything from meat to different Swedish products, and there are also some restaurants and cafes that you can sit down and eat at. There's so many good looking things here. It's like an entire underground deli and market. There are wine shops, and you can buy coffee here. You can even buy fresh vegetables, lots of seafood and meat products. A Swedish marketplace all in one basement floor. And the seafood in particular looks extremely good. I think we're gonna head straight to eat some seafood. A couple of you recommended to try a place called Milander's at the market, and so we are gonna, it's a takeaway. They have a lot of seafood, but they also have a couple of bar stools here where you can sit down. I think I'm gonna have to go with the cured salmon. Can I have the poached salmon?
Yes.
And also the cured salmon with dill. Thank you. This is kind of a seafood bar, deli style, and so it's within the market, the basement market. You grab stools and you can sit down. I think a lot of people also get takeaways, so they can order all of these dishes takeaway or seafood takeaway. But it's nice to sit here, and I ordered some salmon. Okay.
With dill potato.
Oh, dill potatoes.
Spoonful.
Thank you.
This is Toskagen.
Toskagen?
Toskagen, yes. And here is poached salmon.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
All the food is pre-prepared. They have the different salads already, but then she really beautifully prepared them all onto the plates and served them and decorated them quite nicely as well. We're gonna share everything. This one is poached salmon, and it came with some salad and some pickles, and then I think these are dill potatoes. And then the one right in the middle is toastskagen, and this is, it's like a shrimp. There's shrimp, there's roe on top, there's some dill, and it's in kind of a creamy dressing. I'm not sure exactly. Finally, I could not miss the cured salmon. So that is just a beautiful like bouquet formation of cured salmon, and the salmon came also with a side of potatoes. I will kind of reach in with my spoon. Let me put that, oh, but that dill will make it amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of reach in, grabbing some of the shrimp salad and some of that roe, put it on top here. Oh, and a piece of dill that came with it. Let me add it. Oh no, I lost the shrimp. All right. That is ridiculously good. Oh, the shrimp are amazing. And they are coated in a really like creamy, I'm not sure if it's mayonnaise or it's like a really, really creamy sauce. And I love that dill touch. That gives it such a little refreshing flavor. This is a stunner actually. It's so good. The shrimp are little, but they have just an amazing freshness, and the texture also of them, they're a little bit chewy and not mushy at all, but just incredibly good. They're like little muscular shrimp. Next up, I'm gonna try some of this poached salmon with some of that dill sauce. That is served cold, but you can taste the quality of that salmon. It just flakes apart in your mouth. And then I think the potatoes, I got some of that sauce. It's nicely dill flavored and very creamy as well. Let me taste this other potato while I'm at it. I'm not sure if that's cheese sauce or just cream sauce. Yeah, that's very creamy, but not cheesy. And again, those potatoes are really good. They have an amazing texture. And then that's just like a white creamy gravy. It is time for my bouquet of salmon. Oh, I'm not even sure if this is a single slice or how I should go about eating this. I'm gonna slice off a piece from the side here. Oh, cured salmon. That is melting in my mouth. And it's not too salty. The texture is smooth and disintegrating on my tongue. Squeeze on a little bit of lemon. Slice off a piece and get some of that dill on this bite. And some of that pepper as well. It's just an amazingly pure and delicious thing. Another thing I've loved since coming to Sweden is the pepper. The pepper is so good and it's available everywhere. And I love how they leave it on coarse grind on the pepper grinder so that you can get some wonderful pepper flavor. And I am a little bit of a pepper fanatic, or any kind of spice fanatic, so I do like to coat things heavily when it comes to pepper. And take that piece of salmon, dip it into that pepper, give it a full crust. The pepper complements the salmon so well. It's a little bit spicy, and then it contrasts the saltiness. You can really taste the difference between a good quality salmon and one that's not so good quality. This one literally just sort of melts in your mouth. And let me just demonstrate how soft the salmon is. You don't need the knife to cut it. You just literally just let your fork slice right through it. Oh, it's just... We just finished with that salmon experience at the market. It wasn't cheap, but that was incredibly good. And we are now walking on our way to the next market. The next market that we're walking to is called Östermalmshallen, and this is more of a heritage traditional market in Stockholm. And unfortunately right now they are renovating the original structure, so they have set up a temporary but pretty permanent stall, which houses all of the stores and stalls in the market and restaurants. I read on the Visit Stockholm website that the original market will be completed sometime in the year 2018, so if you're watching this video then you might get to go into the real authentic market, but for now this is the new market area. This market is quite similar to the market we were just visiting. Lots and lots of meat vendors. You can buy fish here, you can buy fresh produce, a lot of artisan, really good quality things here, and there are also some places to sit down, some restaurants, some cafes, some more salmon. Oh, so many good things in this market as well.
This is reindeer.
Oh, reindeer.
Yeah, and this is moose or elk.
Moose or elk.
So a bit bigger.
Thank you.
Moose.
This one is moose. Okay, this is some moose, cured moose like salami. It's really, really dark meat.
And this is Rudolph.
Rudolph reindeer. And this one is reindeer salami. That one has a little more of a smoother, maybe lightly livery-er taste to it.
Liked it?
Yeah, very good. Can I just have a small piece of the elk?
Of course.
Maybe like 50 kroner or so?
Yeah, 51.
Okay, perfect.
Or 50 even. 50 crowns. Thank you.
I didn't realize this, but there's also a Milander's, the same restaurant that we just ate at the other market, located here as well. And there's also another couple of famous seafood restaurants serving similar things to what we just ate. So I'm just walking around enjoying These cabinets of meat are incredibly beautiful. This moose salami would be really good to take it to the park and then eat it leisurely, but I gotta have another taste of it right now. That's a pretty good chunk. It's very solid. And get a close-up look of that. You can see the ratio of fat to meat and how dark of a meat it is. Yeah, it tastes just like salami, but with a more, like, a little bit of a stronger meat taste to it. And it's salty, it's just densely packed, but it definitely would be good with some crackers or some bread. That's a pretty small and very manageable market, but the stalls that they do have, the meat, the seafood, the produce is all really, really good quality, very gourmet, and I'm pretty happy with that little piece of moose sausage I bought. There is a famous hot dog stand just down the road, and I don't want to leave this neighborhood without having a hot dog there, so that's the next stop. Which one is your specialty?
Cabanos is our best seller.
Cabanos.
Most popular.
Okay, that's what I'll have.
Yeah.
One of them, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
This place is a sausage specialist, and it's actually housed in kind of a hot dog container in a very, very quiet street in Stockholm, just down the road from that market. And I ordered what is their specialty, their most popular sausage, which is called cabanos. And this version comes stuffed into a baguette, and the baguette is not cut, but it's kind of hollowed out. And then he grilled the sausage, he cut it in half. It's actually a really long, like foot-long sausage. He cut it in half, stuffed it into the pocket of baguette, and grilled the baguette. And then I think it's sauerkraut stuffed inside of there. And then I was thinking there's some ketchup and mustard. I think that's, I don't know what kind of sauce that is, but this is the specialty sauce to go with it. And it is hot and pretty solid. Oh, wow. That is everything you want in a sausage. I'm actually like blown away how good that is. The bread is nice and crispy. And then the sausage, it is kind of like a spicy sausage. And then there's the sauerkraut, which is a little bit crispy and then a little bit sour. And then that mustard on top is kind of sweet, but that contrasts the whole salty sausage. That's a seriously good sausage. And the bread, I was thinking the bread was going to be more kind of heavy, but it's actually really light and just completely crusty. Another thing I like is that the baguette is not cut, it's just hollowed out, so you don't run the risk of anything falling out. And I think even on the, let me pull it out. Oh yeah, you see even on the bottom, there's no holes in this baguette except at the top where it was stuffed from. So there's no risk in losing anything. Thank you, man. That was really good.
You like it?
Very good.
Thank you.
Loved it. Thank you. That was just a next level sausage container experience. From here, we're gonna take the metro to Gamla stan, which is the old area of Stockholm, and we're gonna walk around that area for a while next. Just got off the metro at Gamla stan station, and this is the old area of Stockholm that dates back to the 13th century. It is beautiful with its cobblestone streets and also with its medieval alleyways, some iconic traditional heritage buildings. There are lots and lots of restaurants and cafes, churches within this area, and it's a very nice place just to walk around and leisurely stroll. What's really nice is that the roads in this area are blocked off to traffic, so they are all just walking streets, and we are approaching a church. The first place that we've stumbled into is the old German church, so we're gonna just take a quick look inside. I'm sitting down on one of the pews within the church now, and what's really impressive about this church are the stained glass windows. Look at that. It's so colorful and so detailed. made it to one of the most iconic, scenic, and the oldest public squares in Gamla Stan. This was the historic center of Stockholm, and what I love so much is all of these old buildings and the way they are just contrasting the really blue sky. The sky is so blue, and then the buildings are brown and red and orange in color to just contrast that intense blue. That's some amazing water. Straight well water, that's way better than the bottled water. I was just reading about that well where I just filled up my bottle, and it's actually not a well anymore. It used to be a well, but then it dried up. Now it is public water that's coming through, but they had me fooled. That's some really good water. It's fresh, and that being said, the water from the tap in Sweden it tastes good and it's very fresh. We caught a little bit of the changing of the guards at the Royal Palace. That was very pleasant to walk around the old streets of Stockholm. We're now crossing a bridge to the next island, and there's a food truck that I'm really looking forward to eating at. When I asked you all where to eat in Stockholm, this was one of the #1 recommendations, so I am happy to be here. This is a little food stall that's within a plaza, and they specialize in strömming, which is a type of fermented sea herring. And then I ordered, they have a number of different plates that include the herring, and you can get it with a full plate with mashed potatoes, but I decided to get the snack version, and so I got one with dark rye bread, and then he put on 2 pieces of the fried herring, and then topped it with some mustard, and then topped it with some onions and some dill. Strömming is a type of Baltic sea herring, and it is a very common specialty in Swedish cuisine. This has then been, I think it's been breaded and then deep fried, and then it topped it with some mustard and then some onions and some dill. I think the correct way to do this is with a knife and fork. I'm gonna dig in. And then there's rye bread on the bottom. Oh, onions are missing. I need some onions on this bite. Oh, and I got the whole piece of dill. I just met up with Otto, who is from Stockholm. Nice to meet you. So good to see you in person.
After so many years.
Yes.
Finally. So it's
so this one is not fermented.
No, it's not fermented. It's just normal.
So
if you taste,
it would be fresh.
More fresh, yeah. If you try the surströmming.
Okay, so then it's just strömming.
Strömming.
Okay.
Just regular
and strömming. It doesn't even really have a fishy taste. It's actually very neutral tasting, but the texture is really good. It's nice and soft. It almost has a spreadable texture, and then because it's been deep fried, it has a little bit of a crispy texture and edge around the crust around it, and then also it's like a sweet mustard on top, really good with the pickled onions and just that little bit of dill to give it a nice touch as well. And then also the bread just kind of makes the base of it. Let me take one more bite and making sure to get some of those onions. And we had a little bit of a chat, but they also have a fermented version of the herring, but this one is more of the fresh version, and so that's why it has actually very a neutral taste as opposed to the fermented version, which I'm sure has a more of a, oh, my bread just fell out, which has more of a, I'm sure has more of a ripened, strong flavor to it. Yeah, it's so good. The fish is just so soft, and then complemented by that sweet mustard and those pickled onions. We are now walking over to a street that is, I think it's famous for shopping. in Stockholm. Götgatan.
Yeah, gata is like soil, like street.
Oh, okay.
When are you recording?
We are on. You guys can say whatever you want on the video.
All right. This is Otto and Victor here from Stockholm, Sweden. I've been traveling the world to meet Mark Wiens.
And it was the coolest experience ever.
And when I saw Mark Wiens would come to my hometown, I cried of happiness. To meet Mr. Tender in our hometown. It's a dream come true. Thank you so much for coming here, Mark.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Last handshake of the day.
Nice to meet you. Awesome to meet you. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
We are back at the metro station and we are going to back home to Fridhemsplan. We made it back to Fridhemsplan. We are gonna walk back now to our hotel. But on the way back to our hotel, we can see across the intersection some fruit stalls. 2 for 6.
Yeah.
No, the
You want?
close.
Okay.
And new close.
อันเดียว40 2 อัน 60 เอาสิ
We ended up buying 2 boxes of strawberries right as they were closing. And these are the last 2 boxes. And I think right now during summer is strawberry season in Sweden. So the strawberries should be nice and fresh and ripe and sweet. I will test them as soon as we get back to our room. That's so juicy and so sweet. This is my very first trip to Sweden, and today has been my first full day in Stockholm. And today has been just absolutely beautiful weather. And I know the winter can be extremely harsh in Stockholm in the winter time, but this time in the summer is so beautiful. I'm gonna end the video for today now. Thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you again for watching. And those pickled onions. Oh, and I didn't even realize I'm using 2 forks. It would definitely help to have a knife, but I will try to
Just bite it นะ
just bite it. Okay, Ying says I'm just gonna take a bite out of it. The next market that we are walking to is called Östermalmshallen. And I believe that this is more of a heritage traditional market, kind of a legendary market in Istanbul.